The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
哎呦，哦，
The guide appears to have some information for you about that painting of poor Baruffio. Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
现行，
Lumos.
哎，这是 Lumos 啊，
Diego. Lumos.
Lumos，
Revelio.
Lumos，等级，是 Lumos，
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle. Now, no time to waste. You've classes to attend.
No time to waste. No time to waste. 跳着狗的一口，你走这么慢，教室禁止奔跑。
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use blue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Stop and find Central Hall.
葫芦眼，绿色，灰色是还没看到，灰色还没有看到，所以呢，要指定吗？不太去呢。葫芦眼，图书馆附属，葫芦眼，好，瞬间移动了一点点。葫芦眼，葫芦眼，耶！
And here we are Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
是你跟我在一起
I adore them. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak.
王十字站。就是那个
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
要是你说的是真是，我知道什么你说的。
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in... You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
牛奶啤酒，牛奶啤酒。
What will I learn in Charles' class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become warriors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning. Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well,
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Yes,
Don't
Professor.
find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned, and we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
课后辅导，课后辅导，没事。
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
这个重要的东西是定义了关系价值。
I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of, and she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever
Professor
enchantments
Weasley.
included in the field guides map? Unfold it and have a look.
什么意思？打开看几眼？哦，有任务文。
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may
Pay
hinge on the
attention.
magic you are able to master within these walls.
多少？
Nice to see you, my
Oh.
young friend.
Young friend. Young friend. 什么拿
Lumos.
？Lumos。绿色的，绿色的，难道还不是这个三句节样子？Lumos。可以开门了，我们开门。Lumos。Lumos。有人呢？没有我的事，没外叫啊，什么黑来？三小。我要楼梯爬来。
Professor Roman tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us think going one thing together than everything.
然后上课了哦。上课喽。
Here, behind you, there is an open seat here.
Thank you.
好人，好人。
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new students. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin?
Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. I am confident that we will take home with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right? Now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone?
What?
Hmm? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
2人一组。好，我们变示范组。左岸，稳固你的魔杖。什么意思？这样吗？稳固你，稳固魔杖，速速前。
Akio,
Artier，
that is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here.
Yo，
Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an extremely lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test? I see. So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Eh?
要干嘛？要干嘛？
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a more, or it'll fall. Yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor. Show us how it's done. Happens to the best of us. Excellent. Good. Not to worry. Very good. Stay very good. Good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge?
我那小姐，我那小姐啥
？You'll be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
我是这种篮球。那几分？
This is how it's done.
你给我砸昏了。
Here.
Happens to us.
哇 哇！靠，要50分。要做球啊！
What have you been watching?
来下去。靠，要好屌！自信回头哎、
Here. Nicely done.
干好屌、哦！自信回头哎、
Let's make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
来啊！
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
是啊。
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
What's this?
弄掉。注意了 ，Ricky 0分。靠，要你们把他送下去啊！好来，我秀一下。
Excellent control there.
哎，他分数怎么办？
That is how it's done.
靠，要把我送下去0分呢、直接超越5张，5张了，
What have you been watching?
送他下去，送他下去 ，Ricky 啦，整听，我操！靠腰，可能人家裁判呢、
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
下课了，50分。
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Akio.
4负
Weeks for me to get anything right and transferred here. It got easier, no problem.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new
乌干
country.
达不是黑豹那个吗？乌干达
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. but it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous spoon that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadan uses one.
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, no, not at all. Wizarding magic cast without a wand is just as powerful. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient with one without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Dramatic.哎，谢谢你。
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking.
突然
I
英文
do
都这么流利。
but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him.
Ronan
Until next
Professor.
time.
See you next time.
Of course, you can use Accio.
来吧，来吧，你要讲
If you were so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it when you wanted to speak with me, Professor.
I did.
No, it won't work.
I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Praying for you. 你要怎么存档？哦，加速生命。哦，靠腰，看我自己的状态。15生命。装备 ，OK， 累，我们加生命，有人模人样哦，现在，OK 了，那没关系。任务，完成4个主线。新鲜，那么多东西呀、不知道了那么多东西耶。红米村，还会储存呢？那储存呢？ 从上次储存重启，储存游戏，还好我有储存，我存几个啊？天哪，聪明英文法。Legendary， OK， 先去忙一下。